everyone, and welcome to the RV Inspection and Care podcast and video. I'm Dwayne. I'm a certified RV inspector, and today we're going to be talking about RV inspections. Are they just a big ripoff? And I'm sure you expect me to tell you and assure you that, oh no, they're all really necessary. But actually, some RV inspections, in my opinion, are nothing more than a ripoff. You know, it's interesting because RV inspections is something that's sort of worked its way into the consciousness of the RVing community now. And that wasn't true just a few years ago. Back then, people didn't even know they could get an RV inspection before they buy their RV. These days, a lot of people are aware of that. And yet, the vast majority of RV buyers still don't hire a certified RV inspector when they buy an RV. Many claim that they just feel that it costs too much. And so they allow the dealer to convince them that their pre-delivery inspection is just as good as hiring a certified RV inspector. But is it? Well, the real truth is that that kind of inspection, in my opinion, very often is really a ripoff. And why is that? Well, because dealers very often use the least qualified person in the entire service department to inspect RVs because they don't want to take the higher paid, better trained service techs out of the service department where they're making the money to go inspect an RV. So instead, they usually choose the least experienced, least paid person in the service department to inspect RVs. And often, there's very little oversight of that inspection when it's done. In fact, they could just take the sheet and go down and check everything off, and who would know the difference? Yes, it's very clear to us as RV inspectors when we go into dealerships that often there has been no inspection whatsoever on an RV that the dealer claims they performed a PDI or pre-delivery inspection on. So now I want to be clear here that I'm not saying this is the case with every dealer out there, but it is a common occurrence. It happens a lot, and in my opinion, it's a huge ripoff. So the question is this: do you really need an RV inspection anyway? Well, I think you need one only if you want to be sure that you're going to get a fully functional, fully workable RV that doesn't have hidden problems you don't know about. Now, if you're okay with it not being that way, then you don't need an RV inspection. But if you want a really good product to take home, then yes, you do need an RV inspection. Now, home buyers these days are very used to getting a home inspection before they buy a home. In fact, there are some lending institutions that won't even lend without a home inspection being performed, making sure that it's in good workable shape. But many of those same people that would never buy a home without an inspection will forego inspecting a far more complicated product, an RV. And they really are way more complicated than a home. A home just sits still. An RV is a combination of a vehicle and a home. It has multiple systems in it for power and water and so on that stationary homes don't have. So it is a more complicated product. In addition to that, RVs are still built by hand pretty much. They're not built by computerized machines like automobiles. And as a result of that, many manufacturers struggle with consistency in quality. Now, all of this is widely known. Everybody knows that. In addition to that, when new RVs are sent out of the factory to the dealer, they're usually driven or towed to the dealer over roads and potholes and all kinds of obstacles and so on. So before you even get your new RV, it's already been out there on the road, and we know what kind of damage that can cause as they go bouncing along. Well, once it gets to the dealer, they're very often not performing a real quality pre-delivery inspection, just like we mentioned before. And so the remedy for all of these problems that I just mentioned is get an RV inspection. Now, I covered a 5-step formula for RV buying success just within the last couple of months. And here's that video. I encourage you to watch it. There's a lot of great information to make sure that your RV buying goes smoothly. But let me cover the 5 steps just briefly. Number 1, buy from the best brands. Do not let anybody convince you that it doesn't matter what brand that you buy. It really does. Number 2, use a certified RV inspector. Now, this is not the area where you want to cheapen up. Don't use a backyard RV service tech. Get a certified RV inspector. Once they give you their report, number 3, take all the problems the inspector found and get those fixed before you take the RV home. That's going to save you tremendous amounts of frustration and irritation. Number 4, once you have the RV, I really think that you should invest some time and energy into getting some education about the RV to learn how to do the simple repairs and maintenance on the RV yourself. And that way you won't be in the RV service department very much. Number 5, if you're buying a motorhome or a higher end travel trailer or fifth wheel, consider a service contract or what's called an extended warranty. And that way it can help you manage the repair costs on your RV. Now, out of those 5 points, the first 3 are by far the most important for you to do. Number 1, again, buy from the best brands. Number 2, use certified RV inspectors. Number 3, use their report to get the problems fixed before you take delivery. If RV buyers will follow that formula, well, they are usually, most often, going to have real success in buying an RV and be happy with the whole process. However, as I said earlier, yes, there's lots of people that just choose to forego RV inspections. They don't want to go through all of that. But you know what they do? When things go wrong, they go online onto social media and they complain loud and long. They never accept any responsibility for the fact that they didn't get it inspected. No, they trash the reputation of the manufacturer, even though they've only had one RV worth of experience. But now they're going to say that manufacturer's no good, and they're going to trash the reputation of RVs in general in many cases. Now, we all know that some people are just going to be negative, right? It's just in the culture these days for some people. But what I want is I want your experience to be different. Don't follow this kind of crowd. It usually ends in bad results. Don't let dealers convince you or talk you in to a rip-off inspection instead. Buy a quality RV. use certified NRVIA inspectors. Now, I am not being paid and I am not being compensated by NRVIA in any way in any of my videos, and I want to make that very clear. I am simply making this recommendation because I believe in what they do, and I believe that it's a good thing for RV buyers and consumers, and because I just want you to have the very best RV buying experience possible. And that's it for now. Have safe and happy travels, my friends. Until next time.